Well, I've always wanted to write movies. I finally made myself sit down and write the script called Red Eye. It was one of those just life-changing experiences, almost cliched stories you hear where my phone hadn't rung in 3 years and my agent is calling me up telling me that Steven Spielberg is reading your script. It was literally a life-altering moment. Like many people, my interest in movies began when my parents made a big mistake and they took me to see Star Wars. That was it. I walked out of that movie at age 4.5, almost 5, being just totally blown away by what I had just seen. I was just obsessed with movies. St. X takes great pride in what they do, and also they expect a lot of their students. I remember turning in my first paper. Ms. Boyd's comments about my paper and docking me for my grammatical errors would later help prepare me for what happens when you turn in a screenplay. The friendships and the relationships that I developed here at St. X, I think really helped me later on in the world of Hollywood, because the entertainment industry, Hollywood, it is a business of relationships. Here at St. X, I always felt looked after in a good way. And whenever I was sort of feeling like I wasn't either succeeding in the classroom or, gosh, I wasn't understanding something, my teachers would always take me aside because they're so invested in the students here. They so want their students to succeed. I think here at St. X, I got to sort of understand that anything was possible. When they hear about the movie business, they say, oh gosh, that's a pipe dream. I can never get involved in that. Well, yes, you can. It just takes a lot of, again, stick-to-itiveness, a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of sort of personal confidence and sort of knowing that you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. My name's Carl Ellsworth, screenwriter of Red Eye, Disturbia, and Red Dawn, and I'm also a member of St. X's class of 1990.
So it's the 18th inning, and I come up to bat. There's nobody on base. I get ahead in the count 2-0. I'm looking for a pitch to hit out of the ballpark, and I smoked the ball in the left field seats. And I just remember that feeling of coming around first base, the relief, the game's over, we won, and then coming around second and third and seeing the joy on my teammates and the thought that we just won this series and we're going to the National League Championship Series. Just a moment I feel blessed to be a part of that I'll remember for the rest of my life. To me, one of the endearing qualities of this place is the competition and the toughness that it breeds in its students. And I think toughness can be gauged in a number of different ways. A lot of times in sports, we view that physically, but to me, the mental toughness element is much more important than the physical toughness. If you're looking to push yourself to become the best you can be at whatever, and one of the things I admire most about St. X is they really allow a lot of different outlets. To me, it's just such a great breeding ground for postgraduate success. I just think that when you're surrounded by talent, it forces you to raise your level if you want to achieve. The standard of excellence that is here really raised my level of care, raised my level of what I viewed as success. Regardless of your achievement, I think the school does a really good job of making everybody feel welcome and worthwhile. I'm Chris Burke, former major leaguer and St. X class of 1998.
The most exciting job that I've had in my career is I was chief engineer of the Mars rocket. The Mars rocket is the largest rocket that's ever been built, and that will be the rocket that takes our first astronauts to the planet of Mars. My journey to NASA began when I was very young. I always dreamed about being an engineer. St. X was really a big part of making that dream come true. One of the things that I got from St. X was calculus. Isaac Newton developed calculus in order to predict the motion of the planets. And on our mission to Mars, it's very important to know where Mars is. Being able to understand the movement of the planets is critical, and calculus allows you to do that. When I was at St. X, I learned how to program computers on punch cards. Walking around the school today, I see the students using iPads, I see 3D printers. So St. X is using the same technology that we use at NASA. Service is a really important aspect of your life. Pope Benedict said that the world will offer you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness. St. X offers you that opportunity for greatness. Now that greatness comes not from your great accomplishments or sending a man to Mars. That greatness comes from your service to mankind. I chose St. X because I knew St. X was going to challenge me. all the incredible opportunities that I've had in my life for service in my career at NASA came from that decision to attend St. X. I'm Pat Lampton, Chief Engineer at NASA and member of St. X Class of 1983.